Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today's phrase is to wade in. To wade in. WADE. And this has nothing to do with being weighed to try to work out how heavy you are. To wade in is when you enter an argument. The literal meaning of to wade in is when you enter water to do fishing or to repair your boats. Remember, Britain is an island. We're surrounded by water. And here you can buy really long rubber boots. And these long rubber boots protect you while you're walking in the water, and they come all the way up to your waist. They're called waders, and they're designed so that you can wade into the water. Now, as a metaphor, to wade in is when you give your view in an argument very strongly. I'm telling you all of this because, as you know, yesterday a new hate crime law was introduced into Scotland. And this means that people can no longer joke or say any bad things in public or private about gay people, disabled people, or transgendered people. It also covers a group of people who are called intersexual. I've no idea what that is, but it covers them as well. Now, J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books, is known for her views not only on this law, but about transgendered people. And we're going to read what she has to say about this new law. Because she's basically saying to the police, arrest me. If I've done something wrong for speaking badly about trans people, come, arrest me. Because this law is against freedom of speech. Now, J.K. Rowling lives in Scotland. I believe she's English. And she's always making comments about trans people. Now, these comments are usually about very specific individuals. And her issue with all of this is that she wants the right to refer to people who've changed their gender. She wants the right to refer to them as their original gender. So if a man becomes a woman, J.K. Rowling says, well, I should still have a right to refer to them as men. If a woman becomes a man, I can still call her a woman. And that is what her problem is with this new law. So we're going to read a news story here. It says, J.K. Rowling has challenged Scotland's new hate crime law in a series of social media posts, inviting police to arrest her if they believe she's committed an offence. The Harry Potter author, who lives in Edinburgh, described several transgender women as men, including convicted prisoners, trans activists, and other public figures. She said freedom of speech and belief was at an end if accurate description of biological gender was outlawed. Earlier, Scotland's First Minister, Mr. Hamza Youssef, said the new law would deal with a rising tide of hatred. The Hate Crime and Public Order Scotland Act creates a new crime of stirring up hatred relating to age, disability, religion, sexual orientation, transgender identity, or being intersex. The law does not protect women as a group from hatred. The Scottish Government is expected to include this later in a separate misogyny law. Miss Rowling, who has long been a critic of some trans activism, posted on Twitter on the day the new law came into force. She wrote, Scottish lawmakers seem to have placed higher value on the feelings of men performing their idea of femaleness. However, misogynistically or opportunistically than on the rights and freedoms of actual women and girls. She added, it is impossible to accurately describe the reality of violence and sexual violence committed against women and girls, or address the current assaults on women's rights unless we are allowed to call a man a man. And she goes on to talk about criminals who are in prison, who changed their gender at some stage, and she's linking that to why we should still be allowed to call people by their original gender. It's very interesting because now stirring up hatred based on race, sexual orientation, etc., is illegal. It already was, but it's much more pronounced now, because now it's also including insulting behavior. There was a protest yesterday of around 200 people outside the Scottish Parliament when the new law came into effect. In response to that, the First Minister, Hamza Youssef, said, unless your behaviour is threatening or abusive and intends to stir up hatred, then you've nothing to worry about. But J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, really has waded into the argument by saying, okay, come, arrest me. Come and arrest me, because I'm saying things which I believe about transgender people. As I mentioned yesterday, I don't think people here really are caring much about the new law, but the issue of transgendered people and their protection is one which is very close to people's hearts. It's not because people don't want transgendered people, it's just that sometimes their voice in the media is very, very loud. And the voice against transgenderism, a man becoming a woman, doesn't appear to be so loud. So I think this brings up the whole debate about exactly what rights trans people have. Because if a man becomes a woman and then is able to use a woman's public bathroom, then there's a possibility that women may be in danger. And there's also the issue of men who become women and then take part in international sports competitions, but they may be stronger because physically in the past they were men before they became women. So it gets very complex. And regularly we hear reports from sports authorities which refuse entry of trans women unless they go into their previous gender category. So, for example, let's imagine that a man becomes a woman and then wants to play football in a women's team. It may be that he's stronger and may even have more skills than the people he's playing with because he may be physically stronger, having been a man previously. And it's these kind of things which people have a problem with, people are grappling with. So J.K. Rowling really is getting very upset about all of this. She's wading in on the debate by saying, "Look, come arrest me then if I'm saying something wrong. If I'm stirring up hatred, then come arrest me." To arrest someone is when the police come and take you away. So she's issued this challenge on social media to the police. She's saying, "Come, arrest me." So you can see that this new hate crime law has been accepted, but it's opened up a whole new debate about the rights of people who change their gender. Well, I hope that's made it quite clear. Everyone seems to be wading in on the argument today, but J.K. Rowling is the loudest of those on social media. And that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's talk again soon. See you all. Bye.